Technology during the Civil War seems to be all about guns and how the advancement of weaponry created much more bloodshed, when in fact this time period was one of the greatest advancements of energy in our nation's history. The steam engine, as one example, is one of the greatest technological advancements our country has ever experienced. During the 19th century, steam power dominated versus the alternate forms of energy available. To give one example of what steam power is used for, steam was used to power trains, the most efficient way of transporting goods over long distances. Another example would be to power boats, which before were powered by sails, but were unreliable because of unpredictability of the weather and the lack of efficiency when traveling upriver. However, steam engines fixed that problem by giving an alternate form of energy to power boats, and not only did this allow them to travel upriver quicker, it also gave them an unprecedented amount of movement that was unattainable with sails before. Robert Fulton in 1815 created the first steam-powered warship for the U.S. Navy, which would change future naval battles drastically. Steam played a large role in the 19th century, but it was not the only source of power. In 1831, Michael Faraday, a scientist from England, was experimenting with magnets and how electricity and magnetism work together. He posed the theory that if electricity can produce magnetism, then magnetism could produce electricity. He discovered through tests that when a magnet was moved around inside a copper wire, it produced a small amount of electricity. By today's standards, he would have produced a mere spark. But this was the beginning of something much larger. It wasn't until much later, 1878 to be exact, that a man named Thomas Edison expanded upon the idea of using electricity as a form of energy. Edison created the DC, or direct current, generator. Using this generator, he could power lights using electricity for extended periods of time. In 1882, Edison used this generator to power the first ever New York City streetlights with electricity. However, DC power brought out a lot of controversy in the scientific community, such as the high cost and difficulty in reaching high levels of voltage. Nikola Tesla, a scientist from Croatia, found a way to fix this. He created the AC, or alternating current generator. This generator could send long-distance, high-voltage transmissions that the DC generator could not due to its limitations. He attempted to expand upon it more, and even at one point tried to use the AC generator to power a streetcar, but was unsuccessful due to the constant speed Tesla's motor had to run at. However, unlike steam power, electricity had a deadlier side to it. In 1881, Alfred P. Southwick, a member of the scientific committee in New York that aimed to make a more humane way of execution, proposed the idea of running an electrical current through a man as a way of public execution, instead of hanging. Harold P. Brown and Arthur Kennelly created the first electric chair working under Thomas Edison. To show the public that this way of execution was suitable as well as dangerous, they performed many public executions to the animals of press. This is where the term electrocution was coined, as the press found this easier to say than electrical execution. On August 6, 1890, William Kemmler became the first man to die by electric chair. As the years went on, these technologies and advancements in history were expanded upon and improved over time. During the Civil War, however, there were massive discoveries that changed the way people lived their lives. No longer would street lamps be lit by fire, and no longer would people travel by horse. The technological improvements during this time period created a new way of life for all involved, and the people during this time period were forced to adapt. The changes that these people made were for the better, and now most people in America live a relatively luxurious life, having all the basic needs and more at their disposal. But it wouldn't have been possible without the advancements these great inventors created.